Because a lot of that stuff is programmed to make us hate ourselves. For instance, I'm a black father, and I grew up really thinking that fathers aren't in the home, and black fathers are the worst fathers because we hear it in the media, and then I see a lot of single mothers and whatnot. But then I look around at the brothers that I grew up with. I look around at like black fathers, honestly, they always in their kids' life, and it's a beautiful, it's an amazing type of bond that they have with their sons and with their daughters. It's amazing and beautiful. And now when I look online, I see these sites, little sites pop up with black fathers loving up on their children and stuff. And because I'm tuned into that frequency, because I'm looking for that, because I am that, that's what I get.
What's happening? What's happening? Part of my presence YouTube channel. I want to talk about something that I saw on Instagram recently. There was this clip with a father, quote unquote, multitasking. He was playing a video game. It looks like an Xbox, could be a PlayStation 5, I'm not sure. But he's playing a video game, and then when you look closer, because it zooms in, he's also feeding his infant daughter or son. You can't really tell because the child is that small. The child is no more than 3 months old. And the guy has the child cradled in one arm, holding the baby bottle with his chin, balancing the baby bottle while the baby is drinking from it, while he's tap, 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 playing on his PlayStation, whatever gaming device he's on. In the background, you hear someone laughing and giggling. So, of course, it's all jokes. Everybody knows social media is for fools, right? Social media is a place where people could clown, people could talk shit, people could do things that are make-believe, right? So that is the make-believe. We all know that.
Wow, the land of make-believe.
But when I saw this, I felt, me being a father, and a father that I consider myself to be a proud father, a good father, an involved father, I saw this and I said, you know what? I felt compelled to make a comment. So I did. The comment I made was, can we be serious for a second? Now again, I want to be clear. This video was posted by an account that's specifically about promoting a positive message or a positive image of black men and black fathers. Keep that in mind. So when this came up on my timeline, I made a comment. I said, can we be serious for once? Or serious for a second? Real dads don't do this. We tend to our children and business before we pick up any controller. So as I said that, again, this was early on when this was posted, so there wasn't much comments to begin with. Come back the next day, I have about 153 likes, so it goes to the top. And of course, like everybody knows in how the algorithms work, when you get that much likes, it gets more attention, everybody sees it, so of course, when everybody else opens it, they're going to comment as well too, because it's the first thing they see. I got a lot of people who praised it, who agreed, who said this is a ridiculous video. But I did get a few men, and this was surprising. I got a few men that were all butthurt about this. That got their panties in a bunch. So I want to go over a couple of comments that they made about this, because I found this very interesting. So I just want to touch on this a little bit. So I want to read for you some of the comments, the negative ones, okay? Because we only deal with negative things. We all know when we post shit, we don't look at all the praises we get. We don't look at the positivity. We always focus on the negative. So I want to focus on a couple of negative comments that were made by men, and this was surprising to me. So one person said, the hate is real out here. He's definitely a real dad. All dads are different. Don't sit up there and act like you're perfect, because we all know you're not. All parent multitask. Then I have another brother who says, black men can't win. You take a 15-second video from this man's 24/7, 365-day life, and make such an inaccurate assessment. You don't have a right to judge anyone's real dad status. Stand down, because you're out of pocket. Guarantee, if he wasn't doing this, he'd be a deadbeat. Stop hating sometime and give support and encouragement. Shaking my head. So this is what was said to me. Now, I responded because, of course, it didn't make any sense because I'm not attacking that dad in particular. What I'm saying is that this video is kind of ridiculous. And the way how it's portrayed, especially on this website, which is all about positivity of a black man and black fatherhood. So I made a point to say, look, I understand that this is for joke and it's clout chasing, and of course, who does this and have it recorded and posted? Clearly, they're looking for attention. But we have to be real here. We have to make sure it's clear that real dads don't do this. This is not something that dads will do. Look, I come from the era of video games. ColecoVision, Atari, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super NES, Dreamcast. However you want to go it, however you want to slice it, I've played it. Been to the arcade, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Main Event, Operation Wolf, I've played it all. Space Invaders, all that stuff, right? Donkey Kong, whatever you want to call it, I've played it. And I'm all for adult men playing video games if they want to in their spare time. And I'm also all for adult males, playing games whenever they feel like it. But, and this is a big caveat, but, if you're going to be playing video games, then please make sure that your shit is in order. And what I mean by that is that you're taking care of your business. I hope that you're gainfully employed. I hope that you're able to make money. Adequate money. I hope you're able to take care of your family if you have one. I hope you're able to take care of yourself. I hope your life is going according to plan. I hope your girl is treating you well. If you're single, I hope that all of your goals and aspirations are being met or you're working towards them. Because if not, should you really be playing video games? So that's one. Number two, if you're at a point where you are a father, especially a new father or a father who has an infant, you should be putting your attention into the child. And everybody knows when you're feeding a child, you got to be very careful because, especially with the bottle, because a newborn could choke, right? You got to be careful how you tip in the bottle. You got to be attentive. You have to look at your infant. It's called bonding, right? When you're feeding your child, you bond with your child. You look at the infant. You look for the tells. Do they need a break? Do they need to be burped? All these different things need to be revealed when you're feeding an infant because they could choke, right? And then you also have to pat their back at some point so that they burp. All these things a father would know to do. And all these things will require you putting down your fucking controller. Put the game on pause. Tell your team if you're playing online, look, I'm going to feed my 3-month-old son and I'll get back to you. No one's going to complain. No one's going to be upset. No one's going to have any issues with that. Ain't no one going to say anything. Because they know what's more important. So I say this to say, priorities are very important. Address the issues that need to be addressed first. Handle your business like a man, like a dad. And then go off and play video games at the end of the day if you need to. Nothing wrong. Not passing any judgment if you do it that way. But you're not going to tell me that feeding your son with your chin while you bang, 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 bang on your buttons is the right message or the right image of a father on a IG page that's all about black fatherhood and promoting positive images of black fathers. Nah, that don't fly with me. And to see how a few men were fighting me on this, it's really ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. And you know what? One thing you got to realize is that you can't really argue with people because everybody's going to be staunch in their stance. They're going to, entrench themselves in their point of view and let them. But at some point, you got to realize, you know what? You know that this is a land of make-believe and people are going to have their opinions. But you know, and majority of the people know, I hope, that this ain't the way to be. And if this was correct, then this wouldn't have been something that was worthy of being recorded and put it out there. Right? It's been recorded and put out there because it's ridiculous, it's an exaggeration, it's make-believe. Alright, so big up to all of the responsible black fathers. Big up to all the black fathers who take the time to bond with their children, play with their children. Oh, one last thing. When it comes to multitasking, we're referring to you have to cook dinner, you help them with their homework. You might be dealing with, business emails and workplace situations and juggling those things. Multitasking is not feeding your kids while you're shooting up the next man as a sniper in your Call of Duty team. None of that is a priority. None of that is part of multitasking. You put that shit down and you go back to it later. When you get older, you're an adult. You stop playing with games. You deal with adult things. And if you're a father, tend to your business and handle it like a man and leave the games to the kids. Because I'm sure if you come home and you see your son playing video games, multitasking while he's studying, you tell your son, get the hell out of here. You turn off that PlayStation and you say, son, put your head and your nose in your books and study. You wouldn't allow that to fly with your son. Bang, 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 bang. I'm studying. You wouldn't allow that to happen. Again, that's my rant. I won't go any further. Let me know how you think about this, how you feel about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I bugging? Did I take it too serious and this is all a joke? Or is there something about the black man's image and the black father's image that we need to protect, that we need to uphold, and we need to make sure that the right messages are put out there for people to consume? Let me know how you feel. Part of my presence. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time. Peace.